Most of us are familiar with video games, in one way or another, but I'm willing to bet not many of you have considered the process of modern game creation. I've been interested in making games since I was young, and I thought finally making a game using more professional tools would be a fun thing to do for explorations. Making the entirety of a game requires a lot of different skills. On a typical small game dev team, there's programmers, artists, sound designers, composers, and designers. The game has 3D elements, there's also 3D artists, though this isn't required. Usually, some of these roles overlap. But naturally, with all these different types of media, they all require their own programs, like Photoshop for artists, FL Studio for composers, Blender or Maya for 3D art. But at the core of it all is the game engine. This can be custom-coded, or it can be a pre-made engine, such as Unity or Unreal Engine. The game engine is what puts everything together, as well as providing utilities such as built-in physics systems, so those don't have to be coded from the ground up. For my game, a simple platformer with gravity shenanigans, I used Godot Engine as the engine, Sprite to make the art, and Ardor to make the music. I'd never used a game engine before this, so that was a very important thing for me to have to learn how to do. I'd also never done any pixel art, which I also thought was cool. Also, had to learn how to do that. And as an additional bonus, to download Sprite, you either need to pay actual money, or the makers allow you to download the source code and compile it yourself to get it for free. You have to go through the trouble of doing that, which can be a bit of a challenge. And I also may have a thing for using open source software, just personal preference stuff. So, making a game is a challenging but rewarding experience that requires many skills if one is to do it on their own, most important of which is not art, but programming. This was a fun project to work on, and I hope to be making more games in the future, possibly in 3D. If you want to try playing my game, there's a link to the web version, which is a bit buggy, and a link to downloads for Windows, Mac, and Linux on my website.